Alrighty, we're back online. Thank you so much, everyone, for tuning in. Appreciate everyone tuning into part 2 of the Friday Raptors Happy Hour live stream. Wi-Fi just completely went out in my unit once again. Not sure why we continue to have these Wi-Fi issues. I'm moving in at the end of the month, so hopefully these Wi-Fi issues don't persist over there as well. But we've had a few issues with these Raptors Happy Hour streams, so I apologize with that. If you are tuning into this one now, go to the first one that we already did today, because we talked about the Raptors schedule and why the Raptors are heating up at the best time possible. And now we're going to go into the other topics that we had for this stream today. And we're going to be discussing, first of all, a Bleacher Report article I saw, which discussed the biggest problem for the Raptors this season. We're going to see what they said is the biggest problem. Then we're going to see, I will discuss if I believe that actually is the biggest problem for the Raptors this season. And then we're going to be talking about the 2019 NBA draft, which had a ton of promise, hasn't quite lived up to it, but we're going to do a redraft to see how high RJ Barrett would actually go in that draft class. So the stream that was right before this is part 1. This is part 2. I apologize. I hate that this keeps happening, but my fiance just told me that her Wi-Fi also cut out. So it seems like it was just an issue with the Wi-Fi. Nothing I could have really done on my end to prevent that. We have good Wi-Fi. We have really good upload-download speed, so I have no idea why it just flickers out every once in a while, but that's what happens. So we're back live. Thank you, everybody, for your patience. Let's keep going with the stream content that we have for the show today, because I'm really excited to talk about all of this stuff. I did kind of actually, there was a lot of comments that were saved up from the chat from the last stream, which unfortunately now are gone. The last comment that we left off with before the stream cut out and the Wi-Fi cut out was somebody was asking why the Raptors are going with Grady Dick over Jacoby Walter for minutes right now. And I think part of the reason is that he's just been a little bit more consistent this season. It's kind of tough because, I mean, it's Grady Dick's spot to lose at the end of the day. To start the season, it's Grady Dick's spot. Jacoby Walter has to kind of take over for it. I've talked about it a little bit where I've said, like, if Jacoby Walter continues the way he's played in preseason, or if he continues in the way he played in Summer League, more so in particular, he could absolutely kind of dethrone Grady Dick for that position. And as of right now, he has to play above Grady Dick to get the spot back, or to get that spot, I guess, at all. And so far this season, like, he hasn't done anything particularly special. He hasn't done anything that's been overly impressive. He needs to go above and beyond and outplay Grady Dick to take on this spot, because I said it's Grady Dick's spot to lose. And he has not been able to do that as of yet. So Grady Dick for me there. Thank you so much for Q-Man, Adam, and Winner1 for joining us for the second part of this stream. When the Wi-Fi came back, I quickly whipped up another stream title because we're talking about something different. I didn't want this stream to be the exact same thing back to back, but we'll continue on with the Friday Happy Hour. If you guys are enjoying, and you do enjoy what you see from the shows today, make sure you've hit the like button on them. We're going to get absolutely cooked, absolutely positively cooked in the YouTube algorithm because of this. Unfortunately, just, way she goes. We're going to get cooked in the YouTube algorithm. So I need your extra support on this one. If you do find yourself enjoying this stream along the way, then make sure you hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel. I'm live for the Raptors Happy Hour every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 5 p.m. Eastern Time for shows like this, hopefully with no Wi-Fi issues. I kind of had a theory about the stream cutting out as well, because I only ever have this issue when there is a watch along after it and there's two streams queued up on YouTube Studio. but also the Wi-Fi cut out both times. So I'm not sure. It's actually the third time it's happened. I'm not sure if this is. I mean, my fiance, the Wi-Fi is out as well, but it's just strange that it's only happened when the Raptors have a game later the day as well. I'm wondering if there's like it just disrupts the connection when there are two streams, kind of going back to back. But anyways, let's keep going with what we want to talk about today. So, like I said, I wanted to touch on this Bleacher Report article, and I mean, like, when it comes to Bleacher Report, like, at the end of the day, I've done content for Bleacher Report as well. The people who often do content for Bleacher Report are not necessarily they represent the brand, but they're not necessarily representing the views and opinions of, like, Bleacher Report as a whole. Like, these are people that are oftentimes not, like, full-time Bleacher Report employees. These people are kind of, they're freelancers who come in and do articles and are looking to get engagement. Like, that's the point of it. And articles like this definitely do a good job. But, I mean, it's safe to say this. We've definitely had a little bit of a history with the Raptors and Bleacher Report. We often feel like when we see Bleacher Report articles, the Raptors are not given their respect, or at least maybe in the case of what we're going to be talking about today, they are not reflected very accurately. So we'll see how this one shakes out. I found this article, which I thought was going to be really interesting to discuss in the stream today. It's titled, "Every NBA Team's Biggest Problem Right Now." Let's go through every NBA team's biggest problem right now. And then when we get to the Raptors, let's focus a little bit more on if it actually is the biggest problem for the Raptors right now, or if it's actually something else. So for starters, I kind of feel like the biggest problem, like, what is the biggest problem for the Raptors going to be? It kind of the easy answer will be like the offensive fit. The easy answer, I mean, I think there's three answers it could be, at least should be. There is the offensive fit, but that hasn't been the case this season, so maybe not that. It could be the play of Emmanuel Quickly, who has been poor this season, and it could be like Jakob Poeltl's play, honestly, or like just rim protection in general. But there's three things that I think it could be mentioned in this article. So let's dig into it here. We're going to zoom through the rest of the teams. No answer on Trae Young's fit. I mean, I don't know about that. I feel like Trae Young is kind of driving this team. Trae Young's injured right now, but I don't know. I think Trae Young's a terrific player. If he becomes available, I'd love to take a stab at him with the Raptors. Celtics, defensive rebounding. I mean, they don't have any good bigs, so that's part of it. Look, the next Igor Denham's 2.0. Yeah, he's very raw and not that good right now. Bleacher Report was just rage bait, where everyone says, we'll see. We'll see. Charlotte Hornets, no disruption. Yeah. Not a good defense. Chicago Bulls, fool's goal. I mean, they played really well, but apparently it's a bit lucky. I don't know. That's an interesting one. Cleveland, no Darius Garland. Well, he's hurt, so I guess that is a bit of a problem. Dallas, Ross construction. Yes, no guards, except D'Angelo Russell, who cooked us. But yes, no guards. The guards suck. Cam Johnson's fit. It should have been seamless, to be honest, but I guess they haven't gotten him super involved out the gate to start the season. Trip and secondary creation. Golden State complacency. Yeah, I can see that. Houston, the most predictable one. Yeah, I guess the guards have been a problem, and Reed Shepherd has been awful in every game he's played for them. Indiana's health. Clippers turnovers. Austin Reeves' skyrocketing price. Good problem to have, but yeah. The discontented Grizzlies. Yeah, it's a pretty good list so far. Khalil Ware consistency. I mean, playtime has been inconsistent for him too, to be fair. Only Giannis shoots free throws. Yeah, actually, I noticed that in the game the Raptors played. Only Giannis was getting to the line. Nobody else can force the other team for fouls. Gobert, a little bit. Extremes, okay. Pelicans, terrible planning. Yes. Knicks, depth. Yes. Thunder, threes. Well, I guess their biggest problem, but it shouldn't be too big of a problem for them as we saw last year. Orlando Magic offense. Desmond Bane has kind of struggled. 76ers, Maxi's minutes. A lot of minutes per game. Ooh, wonder why. Phoenix, no point guards. Do we just roster construction as a whole for Phoenix? Portland shooting. They've been pretty good, but I could see that. Sacramento, no forwards. I mean, I guess DeRozan's there, but I guess they have no defensive forwards. So I guess it can be a bit of a problem. San Antonio guard depth. Are we at Toronto on the list? Yes, we're at Toronto on the list. So let's see where we are at with Toronto. And it is Emmanuel Quickley's slow start. Let's see for Utah and Washington. Utah, too many wins because they're tanking. That's funny. Washington free throw disparity. All right, let's zero in on the Raptors then. So it's written here, Toronto Raptors, Emmanuel Quickley's slow start is their biggest problem to start the season. Okay, I kind of saw that one coming to a certain extent. It says, Scotty Barnes, Brandon, RJ Barrett are all cooking to start the season, combining to haul the Raptors' offense into the league's top half through the first 7 games. And actually, we've played another game since then. The Raptors, I believe, are a top 5 half-court offense in the NBA after their most recent game. Depending on if you watch this before or after the Atlanta Hawks game. We're saying this before the Hawks game. It's a good thing that those three are all hitting over half their shots from the field and taking on heavy collective load because Emmanuel Quickley is stumbling out the gate. Quickley is shooting under 40% from the field, under 30% from 3, and amassed a minus 25 in its first 220 minutes of court time. That is not very good. Raptors point guard had more to prove than anyone on the roster but Ingram, who didn't even suit up for Toronto last season. Head coach Darko Rakovic hasn't lost faith in the point guard, but Quickley will need to find his footing soon. Okay. Yeah, I mean, it certainly is a problem. I think, like, as much as I've been concerned about this, and I've talked about it on some shows, and I've been like, hey, I wouldn't mind getting off that contract and trading him and upgrading for a guy like Ja Morant, like that seems like pretty okay to me. As much as I kind of feel that way about Emmanuel Quickley, I also still have belief like he can't continue to be this bad. He'll start to hit his shots. He'll start to improve, at least from a floor spacing standpoint. His role has kind of changed right now, but also Ingram, Barnes, and Barrett aren't going to sustain this level of play. Like surely they can't, right? Like they can't sustain this level of play throughout the rest of the season. So eventually Emmanuel Quickley should come more back into the fold for the Raptors from offense. This actually reminds me, I say this from Twitter, and I was going to reference it anyway, but actually this is good to kind of combine into this segment here on the show. I have an article pulled up from Sportsnet that I originally saw on Twitter from Michael Grange, who is Sportsnet's Raptors beat reporter, I think is the correct way to describe him. And it talks about his slow start, but it talks about specifically how, like, Emmanuel Quickley isn't worried about it. And also it talks about how Darko Rajakovic isn't worried about it. I'll read what was said here. There is no panic here at all. I mean, from the coach, you want to see no panic, but Raptors head coach Darko Rajakovic said, first of all, there is no magic wand. He's not playing his best basketball right now, and that's fine. That's fine. That's why he has teammates to help him, and everyone can carry it over. And not everyone can carry it over an 82-game-long season and be perfect. All I need to do is take one day at a time, 1%, get better. What I can tell you is that he's putting in a lot of work, a lot of effort in. Okay, so like Darko Rajakovic, at least on the outside, isn't worried about it, which is the right thing to be. Maybe he's not worried about it on the inside as well, but at least on the outside needs to kind of not be a PR disaster in everything that he does. Like saying the Raptors didn't practice for 10 days straight because of the Blue Jays. Like, this guy's an absolute PR nightmare for this team. But, like, a good PR representation there for Darko. But let's see what Quickley has to say about this. So, Emmanuel Quickley said, I try not to look at it as a rough patch. Everyone thinks it's a rough patch. Well, I'll keep reading, but, I mean, just off that, it kind of, I think you should see it as a rough patch. Like, you need to be better. He says it's all in how you look at it. Perspective. Life could be a lot worse. I mean, yeah, it could be worse. You could have missed every shot you've taken this season. There's things that could be going wrong personally, God forbid. Like, it could be worse, but also it's okay to acknowledge you're not playing well and you're looking to get better. I just continue to come in every single day being present. How can I get better when I'm in a workout, or how can I get better when I'm watching film? And then in the season, I know I'm going to be fine. The work I put in, the trust I have in God, I believe. Okay, well, I know I just said God forbid, but let's leave the Lord aside. He's got to be doing the work. He's the one who's got to be making the shots. at the end of the day. And this season, he has not really been doing that. I think it's okay. Like, the coach, you don't want to put the player down most of the time. Some guys, like, it's better to fire them up. Some guys, it's better not. I'm okay with Darko saying, like, we're not worried about it. We know who we got, who we have here. We know what he is. We know he's going to be better. Start making shots. All that is fine. But I think the player needs to take a little bit of, not responsibility, but at least acknowledge it a little bit and say, yeah, I haven't been playing very well this season, and I'm putting into work to change that type of thing. So I'm out of, I guess the response was fine. I'm nitpicking, but I don't love the response that we got out of Emmanuel Quickly. Like this season, averaging 13 points per game. He's shooting 38% from the field. He's shooting 28% from three. It's been pretty bad from Quickly. And I think it's okay to say it's not been very good from myself. So is it Toronto's biggest problem right now? It's tough to, like, when you're saying this on the back of a 3-game win streak, it's tough to really identify a problem for the Raptors because the offense has been cooking, like, in these last few games. And I think that's been one of the strong suits. So it really hasn't been their biggest problem, I'd say, that Emmanuel Quickly isn't playing well. I would say, I mean, for the most part, like, start the season, they're 4-4. Let's assess it from a full season standpoint, right? The Raptors are 4-4. They've won 3 games. They've won 4 games off the back of really good offense. And in the end, they've been putting up points this season. Like, we look at the results this season, they've been putting up points. Like, they lost to Houston, scoring 121. They lost to Dallas, scoring 129. Lost to Milwaukee, scoring 116. I would say, like, the offense has still been pretty fine. The Raptors' offense is rated pretty well to start the season. Like, I'll pull up as well the team advanced stats this season, and we can see where they're ranked offensively, which is they might be a top 10 offense in the NBA right now. Yeah, they're a 7th in offensive rating. Like I said it earlier, I think, that I believe they're top 5 in half-court offensive rating, which is crazy. I think, like, last year I saw they were 29th in the NBA at this time. So offense hasn't been a struggle because I know those guys are going to cool off, but the biggest problem has not been that. The biggest problem has probably been their defense. The Raptors are, let's see where they are in defense. They're up to, like, middle of the pack-ish as we celebrate new sub. MLG Beavis, I think it said. Thank you so much for subscribing. Welcome to the Amateur Hour Army. We're 17th in defense right now. To be honest, like, when we've been losing games, it's been more because of the defense. And a lot of that has been the rim protection. And I think that the bigger concern, it's tough to really label this for an article, I suppose. But I think the bigger concern I have, because at least I have some belief from my perspective that Emmanuel Quickly is going to improve and is going to get better. How much better, I don't know, but, like, enough that he's, like, hitting some threes and spacing the floor a little bit more. My bigger concern is the lack of rim protection depth. If Pirtle's not playing at 100%, which he looked better in his last game in his return from injury, or if Pirtle's out injured, like, the Raptors just take such a plummet defensively. Win percentage with and without Pirtle, there's like a 20% swing. We looked at it a few streams ago. There's like a 42% win percentage with Pirtle since we traded to get him back, and a 22% win percentage without Pirtle since we traded to get him back from the Spurs. So, yeah, it feels like to me the bigger concern, what I'm more worried about, what I think is going to have a bigger impact on potentially derailing the season is the lack of backup rim protection and the just lack of rim protectors in general. This one isn't as concerning to me as the biggest problem, but it certainly is a big problem. And I think for, like, the article perspective, the way they wanted to frame it, maybe this was the best way to do that. We'll see. You gotta search up Bleacher Report's new power ranking. They gave the Raps respect. Okay, I'll dive into that. I got my dog joining us here. It's not a beagle. Gremlin says that a beagle. This is a basset hound. A very small basset hound, I might say. You want to come say hi? You want to come say hi? Come here. Come here. Come here. Let me pick you up. Oh, let me show you. Come on. Let me pick you up. She doesn't like getting picked up. Come here. Come up. Come up. Show your head. Come here. Come on. Come here. Come here. There you go. There she is. Oh, she does not like this right now. There she is. Okay, okay. You gotta be on camera if you're gonna be in here, or else there's no point. All right. Vamoosh. Go. She's in a very playful mood right now. You gotta leave me. I'm working. I'm working. All right. There's 10 minutes left in the stream. You gotta go outside. No, you gotta go outside. I'll be out in 10 minutes. 10 minutes. You gotta wait out here. I have to freaking barricade the door because the door doesn't click shut. I feel bad, but we do have to finish the stream. All right, where were we? We were talking about Bleacher Report's power rankings. Okay, let's pull it up in just a second. I wanted to do a 2019 NBA draft redraft, so we actually have to fire through that because we got 10 minutes left. I'll probably have to go a little bit over time. Bleacher Report NBA power rankings. Okay, let's see. We've got power rankings updated on November 4th. So Raptors have won, I think, a couple games since then. Let's see where the Raptors are at. 20th. I mean, I wouldn't call that a ton of respect, but it's probably, I guess, where they could be. Yeah, I don't know about that. Maybe there's another one I haven't seen. IQ way better than Six-Man, sadly. Well, he's getting paid like a starter, so he's going to have to start acting like one, that's for sure. IQ decision-making seems worse than last season. I feel like him bricking shots is messing with the way he's processing the game. Maybe a little bit, and I've noticed that as well. Like, it's not just the shots aren't falling. It's like everything in his game hasn't been good. He hasn't been playmaking well. He hasn't been making good decisions. He's been terrible on defense. For a few games, his effort was off. And he's missing shots, too. Yeah. He needs to be better. For sure needs to be better. It's on Instagram. Oh, okay. Just tell me where the Raptors are, because I need to get into the next one here. How about those Ibaka rumors? What, the rumors that he's like supposed to come back to the NBA? Serge Ibaka, there's no way he's NBA caliber anymore. Like, he was already non-NBA caliber in his last year playing in the NBA. I do not see it. Is Ja gonna be Raptor? Probably not, but like there's a chance. And I talked about it a lot in the last stream that we did. All right. We gotta move on because the stream got derailed when my Wi-Fi disconnected, and I teased this segment. I want to do this segment here. I wanna go in here because I think it's an interesting topic. Because looking back, the 2019 NBA draft was branded as this elite draft class with so many potential superstars of the future. And we look back on it now in the big 2025, and my goodness, were we wrong. This draft class did not turn out to be anything special at all. And there's a lot of flops from this draft and a lot of underwhelming players from this draft. So much so that some Raptors fans have said online that RJ Barrett might actually be the first overall pick in a redraft of the 2019 draft class. So let's see if they are right. And let's see if they aren't right, how high RJ Barrett should actually be. I think there's definitely a possibility I think there's definitely a conversation about RJ Barrett going first overall in this one. So we're going to be doing it with the help of a tier list. This is a tier list that I made specifically for doing the content here. And I individually had to grab the headshot of every player who was drafted in the first round and select players from the second round that I thought would be worthy of being included in the list for whatever reason. So we've got 6 different tiers here, self-explanatory, top 5 lottery, 15th to 30th, so first round picks, second round picks, undrafted free agents, and Shanghai Sharks, which is my very rude way of saying players who are not NBA caliber and would not be in the NBA after this draft concludes. And when we do a redraft, we're talking about a redraft in the sense that if we were redrafting today with the knowledge we have of the players today, knowing who they are, what they do, this is where they would be getting drafted. So we're going to start. We're just going to order here, and we're going to be flipping around a lot by the end of this. So like, don't take way too much stock into. Don't put way too much stock into where the players are to start, because we could be moving some things around here. So we're going to start off with DeAndre Hunter. And he's not top 5, but I was struggling to think we find 14 players better than DeAndre Hunter. So I think he's going to end up being a lottery pick. I don't know. I don't think he'll be top 5, but we'll see. Ty Jerome, I think for now is 15 to 30, but he could move up into lottery. We only have like 40 players here. So remember that when I'm ranking some guys here, because I think Grant Williams is a first rounder. Yeah, I don't think there's 30 better players than him in this list. Nick Claxton's lottery. I'll put them in order as well. If I was drafting today, I'd probably draft Claxton over Hunter. RJ Barrett's an interesting one. I actually think he might be a top 5. Knowing what you know about him right now. For now, let's put him there for now, and we'll come back to it. We're going to come back to it. Kobe White, think lottery, maybe late lottery. We'll see. Kevin Porter Jr., horrible person, but okay, we'll put him 15 to 30th. Is there a better way? Yeah, we'll do it this way so you guys can see the player on the left here. Keldon Johnson. This is a guy actually that was selected with the pick the Raptors gave to the Spurs to acquire Kawhi Leonard, if I'm not mistaken. 29th overall pick. Yeah, it was the pick we sent to acquire Kawhi Leonard, so worth it, I'd say. Keldon Johnson, probably first round still. John Morant, as much as there's a lot of baggage there, he's still top 5. For now, let's put him above RJ. We'll come back to RJ and piece it together later. This is, oh boy. Who is this? I forget who that is. Let me look at a list of the draft. And it's a player I saved. It's Romeo Langford. If I'm not mistaken, Romeo Langford is not in the NBA right now. Romeo Langford plays in the French league. Oh, Romeo. He's out of the league. He was pretty bad. You know what? We're going to put him Shanghai Sharks. Sekou Doumbouya, I also believe, is out of the league right now. So we could easily put him in the Shanghai Sharks tier. He plays in the Lebanese basketball league. That's, yeah, you are a Shanghai Shark. Sekou Doumbouya, you are a Shanghai Shark. Chuma Okeke, in a redraft, we might have 30 players better than him, but we can move him up later. Nickeil Alexander-Walker, I think, goes in the lottery in a redraft. I might have to move him down, but Nickeil Alexander-Walker, I'm a big fan of. Goga, probably a first rounder. This is, what is this guy's name? This is, he's bad. He's not going to be ranked very well here. This is Luka Samanic. Samanic, out of Croatia. And he only was in the NBA recently because he played for the Jazz. He is not very good, and he is playing in Russia now. You are a Shanghai Shark. Sorry, man. Okay, Matisse Thybulle probably still lands in the first round for his defense, but later parts of the first round. Brandon Clark. Are we going to put Brandon Clark in the lottery? He's probably 15 to 30. I think we'll have to put him 15 to 30. Yeah. I'll put him here. We can move stuff around later. Next up is Darius Bazley. Darius Bazley. Who does he play? He's out of the league. Who does Darius Bazley play for right now? Darius Bazley is a current player. I don't believe he has a team currently, but Darius Bazley's most recent team was the Guangdong Tigers. So I think we have no choice that Darius Bazley is a Shanghai Shark because he played most recently in the Chinese Basketball League. Up next, who is that? I'm blanking on some of these names here. This is Nas Little. Second round. I don't know if he's in the NBA anymore, actually. But, like, I think there's, like, you know, some size there that a team might want to take a chance with. And, you know, we have to draft 60 players. So it's possible. Where does he play now? Man, he's playing in the Japanese Basketball League. Is he Shanghai Shark? I don't think there's 60 players out of this draft class better than Nasir Little. So I'm going to put him in the second round. Darius Garland is a lottery player. Might have to move him up. This is... Oh, God. Who's this fucking white guy? Cleveland pick. Dylan Windler. Where does freaking Dylan Windler play now? Good grief. He plays for the Perth Wildcats, apparently. Or apparently Westchester Knicks. Okay, I'll give you UDFA. We'll be a little nice here. I'll put him UDFA here. Okay. This is Mfiondu Kabengele, if I said that right. Canadian player. We're not going to do a Canadian player too dirty. Let's put him in UDFA for now, because he was a late first and it did not work out for him. Jordan Poole, as much as he's not very good, might actually sneak into the lottery for this. Cody Martin, probably a top 30 player this draft. Daniel Gafford, I think, has to be lottery. Let's put Daniel Gafford there. That's already. So how many players can we have in the lottery? We have 9. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Yeah, 9 players in the lottery. We already have 7, so we might have to start bumping some people. Eric Paschal had some ability. I think he would. I think somebody would still take him second round. I know he's not in the league anymore, but I think somebody would still take him second round. He might be. I mean, you could put him anywhere here, realistically. Bull. Somebody would fall for Bull propaganda and take him in the first round. For sure. Taylor Horton-Tucker, not very good, but I think we won't find 30 players better than him for this list. Jalen McDaniels, good God. Definitely not putting him first round. We're scarred as Raptors fans. Terrence Mann, I think, still sneaks in to the first round. Jarrett Culver. Oh, my God. I think he went 6th overall in this. I think he still might sneak second round, but, man, he's bad. Bruno Fernando's a second rounder. I'd still say Bruno Fernando could go second round. Duan Hernandez, I only included him because the Raptors took him 59th overall. He's a UDFA. You know what? He might even be he's Shanghai Shark. Let's be real. Jackson Hayes is a first rounder. Oop, we're cut off here. Let's zoom out. Jackson Hayes, a first rounder. Rui Hachimura. I will put him end of the lottery. Cam Reddish. How many guys? 15. So 5, 10. We still have space for first rounders. Maybe the end of the first round. Cam Johnson's lottery. He's kind of struggled to start this season, but he's a high lottery pick. PJ Washington kind of needs to be lottery. Oh, we're going to have to bump some guys here. PJ Washington. I'd take PJ Washington over Jordan Poole. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We have to bump Rui. Tyler Hero's going to bump someone, and Zion's going to bump someone too. Tyler Hero's probably top 5. Actually, we got to move some people up. Tyler Hero's definitely top 5. Garland's probably top 5. So that actually lets us bring back Rui. And Zion's going to go somewhere in the lottery in a redraft, I think, still. Zion probably not top 5. If you're redrafting, you're probably taking Cam Johnson over him. You might take Nick Claxton. You might take DeAndre Hunter, honestly. You might take Kobe White. You really might take Nickeil Alexander-Walker. You're not taking Daniel Gafford or PJ Washington. I'll put him above Nickeil. I don't feel great about it, though. Okay, I think I'll settle here. I'll move Kobe White up a spot, too. I think I'm comfortable with this. Now the question becomes, who is the top pick? I'm going to rearrange the top 5 here. Don't pay too much attention to the rankings here. Pay attention to them from the lottery up, because I have it where I think I want it. Tyler Hero's been an all-star, but I'm not a big fan of Tyler Hero. If I was redrafting today, and I'm not trying to keep bias out of it as much as possible. If I was redrafting today, I could have any of these players on the Raptors. I think I'm still taking Ja Morant. I think I'm taking Ja Morant first. If I could have anybody on this list, I'd want Ja Morant. After that, I think I am going Darius Garland. I'm starting fresh, new team. I'm not a Tyler Hero fan. I think I still have to do it over RJ. Oh, I don't feel good about that because I don't like Tyler Hero that much. When Garland's healthy, he's very good. When Garland's healthy, he's very good. But the health is a factor. The health is a factor for Garland. If he's healthy, he's very good. I got to respect that he's healthy, he's very good. RJ, I'll take 4th. Cam Johnson, I might consider flopping Cam Johnson. I think I'd take Claxton over Cam Johnson. I think that's where I'll leave it. That is my redraft of the top of the NBA draft in 2019. RJ definitely still gets a lot of respect. He got taken 3rd, and I think he still should get a lot of respect because he was like guaranteed to go after Ja and Zion in this draft. And in a redraft, that's not exactly the case anymore. Interesting stuff. What do you guys think? I take Hunter over Zion? Yeah, I think so. Zion is never healthy. Zion doesn't care when he's on the court. I'd prefer to have DeAndre Hunter at this point. And I like DeAndre Hunter as a player, which lends into it. I do not want to deal with Zion. I can deal with Ja Morant, I think. I cannot deal with Zion. I cannot do that. McDoordash goes to Sharks. I guess I could have been meaner there and put in Jim McDaniels to the Sharks. But I mean, he's better than some of the other guys I have on the Shanghai Sharks. Yeah. Sekou Doumbouya, I actually think could have been a second rounder, but actually, I didn't do this correctly because revision. We need to do a revision here before we end. A revision because I didn't include enough players for the first round in completion. We have 5, and then we have the 9 we need here, but we don't have the 15 we need for 15 to 30. Revision here. So we need 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we need 2 more to round off the first round. Oh, dear heavens. Okay, I'm going to go Chumo Kiki. I feel good about him being one of the 2. If I had to pick a player, I had to draft somebody here. Oh, man. Fuck it. I'm taking Bruno Fernando before I take Jalen McDaniels. I'm taking Nasir Little. Hell, I'll give Eric Pascal a go. I'll give Jarrett Culver a go before I give Jalen McDaniels. I'll have to take Jalen McDaniels before I take Mfiondu Kabengele or Dylan Windler or Dunan Anders or Darius Baisley or Samacic or Sekou Doumbouya or Romeo Langford. But yeah, I am not taking Jalen McDaniels in my first round. Not a chance. Not a chance. I'm scarred. I'm scarred. All right, what do we think? Would I trade IQ for a deal with Ja? Yes, I talked about it a lot last stream, and there's a clip on the channel about it where I talk about it. Go check out that one there. If Zion's healthy, he's crazy. He's never, ever, ever healthy. Ever. He's never healthy. So no. I give up on Zion being healthy one day. Ever. That's how I got to leave it. It's crazy. Zion's too talented to have a career he's had. It is kind of sad, Jimbo. I definitely agree with you there. Winner 1 says Ja 1, RJ 2, Hero 3. I could see it in that direction as well, but I don't think I can do it. I don't think I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. Phil Gabbs, could Ja be out of the top 5 end of this year? I think Ja will get traded and be good and will solidify his spot where I have him there, to be honest. Jalen McDaniels deserves the equivalent of basketball jail time for a stint with the Raptors. Again, with Jalen McDaniels, it's not that it's one thing to play poorly for a team. It's another thing to play like shit and also not fucking try in so many of your games. That was my biggest qualm with Jalen McDaniels' time with the Raptors. All right, I've gone overtime. Sorry about the connection issues today. Wi-Fi went down. Hopefully it doesn't happen during the watch long tonight. We have the Raptors playing against the Atlanta Hawks tonight. No Trae Young. Chance for 4 wins in a row. Should be exciting. Hope to see you guys at that stream later tonight. I'm heading out. Catch you guys in just over an hour.